damn time that I have a dream that is worth sharing. And this is going to be a weird one. I've had similar dreams in the past, but this one had its own flavor to it. And it was quite the experience, so to speak. I've been thinking about it all morning on the possible meanings, but I would describe myself as being a part of a classroom. There was like 40 other quote unquote students. They looked young, like they looked like in their early 20s. And one of the odd things is that my main trainer for the transit buses, he was my trainer in this place too. And I really did not like him. He was a total asshole. By the way, I mean, he was a total asshole in this place. In this reality, in this dream, he was not. He was not like that at all. It was very friendly, so it was kind of interesting. Yeah, we were all wearing these black uniforms, and we were on a planet, like an alien planet. It did not look anything like anything that I've seen before. I was looking through pictures, AI pictures of alien worlds, and the closest representation I could find was the one that you see in the thumbnail. But it felt very much like a construct, like this, like it felt like this was not a real place, like this was a very deliberate setup, meaning that I felt like I was on a stage with props. Like this entire planet was just a stage with props. Meaning that every single object that was there was placed there deliberately. And there were all kinds of objects, as a matter of fact, and they were very like specific types of shapes, which was weird. Like I saw structures that looked triangular, that looked like boxes, that looked like trapezoids, parallelograms, like every type of grammar school math object in this rocky, it was a rocky reality. It had this kind of grayish, reddish dust everywhere. Like it looked like what you would imagine, like kind of like a barren alien planet would look like. That's doesn't have like life as you know it on it. And these objects were scattered everywhere, and inside them they were kind of like structures or like buildings, and inside them there were mazes and obstacles and puzzles. Okay, various kinds that I have a lot of trouble describing. I just remember there was one place where you had to go through this maze to find this cube like structure, and it was filled with this kind of radiant type of water, and there was something like significant or special about that water itself, and you had to kind of mentally figure out where to go to stumble upon. That was kind of the whole regiment of this place. It felt like we were kind of spirits training and increasing our thought capacity and our problem solving skills in a reality that was designed to put you through some kind of mental stress. And I did kind of feel that stress throughout this dream. But what was interesting is that as we're going through these obstacles, I end up getting separated from the group completely. And I wandered off on my own. And as I'm wandering off on my own, I noticed that this is an interactive realm that is communicating with you at all times. So it was self-aware. This entire, we could call it astral video game training ground, was interactive and sentient. And I'm trying to go around and find my way towards something with not knowing what. And I find the trainer again. And the trainer's telling me, the final test is soon. The final test is soon. And I would leave, and I would just be waiting in a limbo. And I would come back to him, and he would again be like, very soon. The final test is very soon. So it felt like I had to wait for an absolute eternity for this quote-unquote final test. And I reunite with the group again, and he told me, okay, you should be very excited for the final test. And you know what the final test was? A game of chess. But it's not a game of chess with one of the students. It was a game of chess with that sentient construct itself. So you're not playing like I see this beautiful, elaborate chessboard with just this embroidered diamonds and jewels made out of pieces that made it look like they were made out of this precious stone. And each of those pieces actually looked like a specific type of character, and it didn't look like normal chess at all. They looked like they represented certain archetypes. And I'm playing chess with this hive mind apparatus, whatever it is. And I don't remember what really happens next, but it feels like the game was incomplete and I just wake up. So it's interesting to me. It's a very fascinating one. I think that, higher realms sort of use us kind of like pawns on a chessboard to try to solve certain, like we're overlaid with higher dimensions, meaning they primarily function on symbols and energy, and how to use symbols to override certain mental constructs. And they want to basically see if we can do it. And to me, like, chess is a representation of like the ultimate mental construct. Chess is like a representation of eternity and the struggle between positive and negative polarities, the eternal struggle between them two, because you have two opposing forces that are constantly and eternally at odds with one another. And it is very important symbolically because it represents different archetypes and facets of consciousness as you move through eternity. So that's why I think that chess was the final test and the most important game in this elaborate structure. And just before I go, I did want to point out that like none of those, like besides the teacher that I saw in real life on this planet, none of the other students really had any familiarity to me whatsoever. I couldn't recognize any of them really, but in conclusion, this is what it felt like to me. It felt like a training ground. Like it felt like I was put through some kind of tests. And one of the most interesting aspects to me is like, why was I separated from everybody to go off, wander alone, to talk with this construct? I think that's interesting.